as the Hooch tragedy in Bihar is concerned, unfortunately, the toll has gone up. Earlier, that was being reported around 40, has now jumped to 53. And this is Nitish Kumar's denial that is now blowing up in his face, as far as 53 innocent lives have now been lost to that spurious liquor tragedy. And this is coming in from Bihar, where those people who lost their lives in Saran district, but the chief minister of the state pinned the blame on the victims instead of taking any responsibility for the tragedy, because he kept on saying कि अगर पियोगे तो मरोगे ही. That is when we talk about the death toll here, because Chief Minister Nitish Kumar was also saying that he's ready to provide 1 lakh each to the family engaged in bootlegging to find out the legal means of livelihood, where the Chief Minister said that ever since the enforcement of a total prohibition back in April 2016, the government has been warning people against the perils of dodging the ban, and in a way blaming the victims themselves that if you drink, you will die. Now the Hooch tragedy, the victims there has now gone up. Earlier that was being reported around 40 lives that have been lost, has now gone up unfortunately to 53. And this is being reported in the state of Bihar, where this is not the first incident that has been reported that people have lost their lives to illegal liquor that seems to be easily available to the people there. And owing to that illegality, because there are no set measures that have been put in place to regulate the supply of illegal liquor, is that leads to such kind of tragedies. This has been happening more and more, with people losing their lives over the availability of spurious liquor that seems to be available in Bihar, and especially in Saran, where at a time the families are mourning the loss of their loved ones in Saran. Nitish Kumar's statement has only added salt to the wound of the injuries there. When it comes to the Chief Minister's remark, came in as his government is facing a lot of criticism and flack from the opposition side over the prohibition policy in the state. Will also play out exactly what the Chief Minister had said in the assembly, because there he seems to be losing his cool, saying that either you are a mahapapi if you consume liquor. That was the previous statement that he had made, but this time around in the assembly he seems to be saying कि अगर पियोगे तो मरोगे ही. Now, who's responsible for this tragedy? Even when it comes to the availability of illegal liquor is concerned, the toll has now gone up, unfortunately, to 53.
लेकिन फिर भी कोई पी लेता है. देखिए, ज्यादातर लोगों ने इसके पक्ष में सहमति दी है, लेकिन कुछ आदमी को क्या कीजिएगा, कुछ तो ऐसी गलती करता ही है. तब उसके बाद पिछली बार भी याद है ना, जहरीली शराब से मर गया तो कोई कहा कि इनको मिलना चाहिए कंपल्सरी के बाद. जो शराब पिएगा वो तो मरेगा ही. ये तो उदाहरण ही सामने है कि पियोगे तो मरोगे, यही तो बात है. एक बात और पूछ लीजिए, जो विपक्ष का लोग बोलता है जहरीली शराब से हम मरे, उनसे पूछिए कि आपका जहां जहां शासन है वहां कितना जहरीली शराब से मर रहा है. आप पूछ लीजिए उनसे. कुछ नहीं बोलता. पहले एक एक चीज छपता था, आजकल सब जगह में जो गंदगी हो रही है वो नहीं कुछ छप रहा. लेकिन समाज में तो आप कितना भी कुछ भी काम करिएगा, कुछ न कुछ तो गड़बड़ करेगा नहीं जी. आई क्राइम को रोकने के लिए कितना पहले से कानून बना हुआ, तब भी हत्या करता है ना. तो क्या कीजिए, कुछ तो आदमी गड़बड़ करता ही है.
Well, that came in at a time when Nitish Kumar had lost his cool in the Vidhan Sabha with a protest and thrown a "you're a drunk" dive at the BJP members earlier this week. And now he seems to be saying that grief must be expressed over those people who have lost their life, but saying when it comes to liquor, it kills. So piyoge to maroge hi, and that is the explanation being given by Sushashan Babu. Listen into the BJP's counter as well.
Toll in the Hooch tragedy in Bihar has now risen to 50. But instead of taking accountability, instead of showing remorse, the powers that be, the Chief Minister of Bihar, is busy losing his cool, calling the opposition sharabi and blaming the victim, saying sharab piyoge to maroge. His excise minister from the RJD is busy passing the buck to somebody else. Other ministers in his government make ridiculous statements कि शराब से बचना है तो power बढ़ाओ. On the one hand, we are seeing continuous spate of these deaths taking place in Bihar. On the other hand, no action is taken against those who are behind this entire nexus. Because today, ever since the RJD has entered the government along with JDU, Nitish Raj has become Nasha Raj and Mafia Raj. The law and order situation in Bihar has completely collapsed. And yet another instance of that is the sale, consumption and the proliferation of illegal, spurious, poisonous liquor across the state of Bihar. It's not the first time such a tragedy has taken place. And this is not the last time such a tragedy will take place, because the government of Bihar, led by Nitish Kumar ji and the RJD, seems to be more serious in deflecting blame and in giving patronage to the perpetrators rather than ensuring a complete crackdown on this kind of activity.
Well, as far as the BJP is concerned, because they are demanding accountability on part of the Chief Minister, let me go across now to Aditya, who's reporting on this story. Unfortunately, Aditya, the toll has now gone up to 53.
Well, exactly. As far as the death toll is concerned, of course, the toll has gone as high as 53, but then the official figures are still decimated, and they claim that only 29 people have been reported dead in the Hooch tragedy in Saran by now. But that being said, this has actually triggered a slugfest between the Mahagathbandhan government and the opposition BJP, with both sides actually targeting each other and blaming each other for the failure of the district administration in restricting the inflow of illegal liquor in dry state of Bihar.
But when it comes to the Chief Minister here, what about the accountability? As far as the availability of spurious liquor is also concerned, because this is not just a one-off incident, Aditya, that has taken place where people have lost their lives.
Indeed, this is what the BJP actually is claiming, and interestingly, a large-scale delegation headed by both of its leaders of opposition, Samrat Chaudhary and Vijay Kumar Sinha, went ahead to Mashrak and met the families of those who actually lost the lives of their near and dear ones in the recent Saran Hooch tragedy, and this is what they actually claimed. And interestingly, the BJP delegation is likely to go ahead to Bihar Governor Phagu Chauhan and express their demand for the imposition of President's rule in state of Bihar, because of the lawlessness, as they claim it, has risen to a level apart.
All right, please do stay on with us, Aditya, because when it comes to the response that has been coming in from the Chief Minister's side has outraged many. Even as Sushashan Babu continues to evade responsibility, the BJP went ballistic and protested both inside and outside the Bihar Assembly against the Bihar government. And if blaming the victims wasn't enough, Nitish Kumar even was seen laughing as he entered the Assembly, raising questions on the seriousness of the issue, where spark flied inside the Assembly even as the BJP raised slogans, to which an angry Nitish Kumar shouted, शराबी हो गए हो तुम। Aditya, coming back to you on that, on what account, as far as the investigation is concerned, that is being carried out, and the compensation that is also being announced by the Chief Minister here?
Well, exactly. As far as the investigation is concerned, the district police have been successful in nabbing as many as 4 people who are allegedly involved in the sales and distribution of the spurious liquor in that particular region of Saran district. But that being said, an SIT has been formed by the district administration to ensure that no culprit gets scot-free. That being said, there are people who have been actually made some scapegoats, including the SHO and the Chowkidar of the police station, Mashrak police station concerned. And that being said, an SDPO rank official has been transferred and a departmental inquiry initiated against him for his laxity in restricting the inflow of illegal liquor. But that being said, this is something that has been done on paper and much work is needed to be done, because if at all the nexus continues to operate in that particular region, this will not be the last Hooch tragedy.
Absolutely, because here in yet another Hooch tragedy that is being reported in Bihar, at least 53 people unfortunately have lost their life. Unfortunately, the toll that has now gone up. It remains to be seen if the accountability will be fixed here by the Chief Minister of Bihar.